Hello friends, this is Monish, and today again we will be reviewing another classic, and it's one of the best ever written, acclaimed as one of the best and one of my favorites. So today we are going to review David Copperfield, written by Charles Dickens and first published in 1850. So anyone who's ever read this book, David Copperfield, would always tell you how brilliant and how beautiful it is, and would always recommend that you take some time and read it. And I will tell you no different. This is an awesome book. You would really enjoy it. And let me start with my 3 reasons for recommending this book to you. Number 1, childhood experience. If you've read Charles Dickens, or if you speak to anyone who has read Charles Dickens, you know, everyone can appreciate and will point out that the storytelling from the point of view of a child, from a child's perspective, that narrative, Charles Dickens has kind of acquired immense expertise in that. In the sense, you will never come across such a beautiful and a heart-rending storytelling from a child's perspective. Nothing as good as how Charles Dickens has been able to do this, and exactly the same in this book. I loved it. It was kind of heart-rending, and it is kind of sweet, you know. Immediately what happens is that you relate to it, you go back to your childhood, and you can imagine how you used to feel when you were a child. The number 2 reason that I recommend this book, David Copperfield, is the simplicity. I am a huge fan of things being simple. I think beauty lies in the simplicity, and the agenda, the story, the characters, everything is simple in this book. You know, nothing bizarre or crazy or nerve-wracking is happening that, you know, is so common these days. Like, we have to be shocked to be able to like something, but here it is a beautiful story. The author, Charles Dickens, has kept it really simple and presented it in a way that you can appreciate the experiences, the actions of the characters, and therefore it is worth a read. The final and the number 3 reason for recommending this book is, and I'll steal something from the author, and I don't know if you can read this here. He says, "Of my books, I like this the best, Charles Dickens." And I agree. I'll tell you why. Why? Because it is an almost biography, an autobiography written by Charles Dickens about his own life. And it's such a pleasure to know that his own life was as interesting as any story that Charles Dickens wrote as an author. And that makes this book a little special. uh, knowing that, the author has literally poured his heart out in a book for us to read, and has been honest and candid in sharing his own experiences, his own life. And it's such an uplifting and a hopeful, and again a beautiful feeling that you get, um, that Charles Dickens was a great author, a great person, and overall you get that nice feeling of being hopeful that all's well that ends well. So guys, that was my spiel. I again recommend that you read David Copperfield, written by Charles Dickens, and I can guarantee that you would love this book. In the end, would request you to please subscribe to my channel and give this video a huge thumbs up.